Hello guys, how are you? I hope so you're all again great and you're having a great day. Today welcome back to a new lecture, a new work that we are going to do today related to English. So Bismillah Rahim, direct and indirect objects. So today we're going to do the direct objects and the indirect objects. So complete sentence, like what should a complete sentence have basically? So a complete sentence always have a subject, a verb and an object. So what's a subject? It tells who or what the sentence is about. So whenever we are discussing about who or what, we are going to go for the subject. That's most important word. So it's an action verb that a word the subject of the sentence is doing. So it answers the question what, like how or what the sentence is doing. That is the verb. So it's a second important for the sentence, like it also goes importantly. Object, so it's the receiver of the action, the one who is receiving the action, or the ones who on who the action is being performed, that is the object. So it is not necessary that we have a clear object. And now we are going to discuss about the object, that is basically, so I hope you are clear with subject, that is the doer of the action, verb that is the action that is being performed, and object that is the receiver of the action. So subject, let me tell you, the interior designer is decorating the master bedroom. So the interior designer is the subject. Why? Because in this the interior designer is someone who is doing something, that's a doer of the action, that's right. The subject is decorating, basically decorating is a verb, that is an action. Okay, the master bedroom basically it's an object, indirectly it's going to be an object. Okay, but bedroom is basically an object. Types of objects. So today we will learn about the types of object. Here are two types of objects: direct object and indirect objects. So like in direct object you can say do, or in indirect object you can say io. Direct objects, it answers to the question what or whom. Like whenever we're discussing about what or whom, that is a direct object. So Jackson won the game. In this, Jackson is the subject, won is the verb, and game is basically the object that is being performed. On what thing Jackson did? So he played an action on the game. What did Jackson win? The game. Okay, so here that's why the game is the direct object. And indirect object are basically things that answer to the question to whom, for whom, or forward. Like whenever we're discussing about to whom, for whom, and forward, we're going to discuss something like very indirectly. Carmen fixed himself a sandwich. So here a sandwich is a direct object. Okay, here we're having a direct object, that's a sandwich. Like here, what Carmen fixed himself a sandwich. For whom he did for a Carmen. So that means himself is here an indirect object. Like specifically, indirectly he did something to him, but directly he made a sandwich. Tips for the identification of direct object. If you have to find a direct object, your sentence must have an action verb. Okay, you have to ask the question who or what receiver the action. So first of all, most important thing is your sentence must have an action verb. Okay, if you're going to have an action verb in your sentence, that means you are going to do direct object. So if you are going to ask for the question who or what, like Alishara is cooking pancakes. So here pancakes is the direct object. Why? Because what is she cooking? What is Sarah cooking? Pancakes. So that's why the pancakes are the direct objects. Then again we're having example. So the man slide an envelope into the old man's pocket. So the man slide an envelope into the old man's pocket. In this sentence, if you look, so in this example, the man slide an envelope into the old man's pocket. So over here, like what did that man slide into old man's pocket? What did he slide? An envelope. So here an envelope is a direct object. Okay. So again I'm having an example over here that only action verb can have the direct object, not an action verb. Like Jack was a silly boy. So here the action word, here we are having no action verb. Okay, but if we are having an action verb, that is Jack saw a silly boy. Okay, so here a silly boy is a direct object. Okay. So to find the indirect object, your sentence must have a direct object. Okay, if your sentence is having direct object, you must have a indirect object. Ask the question to or for whom or for or to what. So then you're going to do, it was an action done. So like if you're going to ask the question to or for whom, okay, or to or for what, you're going to do then indirect object. So example, my boss gave her the file. So here, what did the boss give? The file. So the file is a direct object. To whom did the boss give? To her. So the her is here the indirect object. Your turn. You have to guess the word in bold are subject, direct object, or indirect object. So the I look after the elderly here, it's a direct object. What for do you look? Elderly. She went her favorite movie star a bouquet. So here her favorite movie is an indirect object. So Simon offered to Martla, here this is subject. I offered Jim a candy, so it's an indirect object. Who did you think? Jim, that's why it's an indirect object. John threw me his pack of chips. So pack of chips is an direct object. So guys, I hope so you like today's lecture. See you in the next lecture. Till then, take yourself. Allah Hafiz.